Okay, now that the bleeding has stopped, let's make a video. So, No Man's Sky recently released, and yes, another video about No Man's Sky, I am sorry about that. And yes, another punny title, sorry, it's not like No Man's Light, that's totally predictable, I kinda did my own thing, at least I tried. Many people hated No Man's Sky, and why? Why? It's a universe simulator, it's got planet jumping, exploring an endless worlds, whatever. What could possibly go wrong? Well, besides being Rockin' Plant Simulator 2016, apparently a lot went wrong, and I decided personally not to buy it. And this is a game I was super excited about, but when I actually saw people playing it, I thought, nope, not for me. Now, how dare he give his opinion on a game he didn't buy? Well, that's what I want to explore in this video, why. Now, I do want to go back to older games that were very simple, where you would just play a game and finish it, or you'd replay it, or just go out and buy another game, but for the most part, games had a beginning and an ending. Unless it's Mass Effect 3, where people just pretend like the ending never happened. Now, I know there are exceptions as early as Pong, where you'd get caught in a gameplay loop and it would be built on replayability and sometimes even skill or PvP, but many experiences back in the day with gaming were locked at release, no DLC, no expansions, no mods, and very little chance of player retention. Now today, games aren't really like that, and many are downloadable, they're updatable, games as a service is a thing now, games as a platform, and their goal is to try to keep us playing for as long as possible in their game. And that's great, right? That sounds wonderful. You spend money once and you get to play a game for a very long time. Well, unless it's Destiny and you pay $40 every time Bungie updates the box art. Well, the problem here is devs just can't keep up with creating content for so many players just to burn through that content very rapidly. It takes much longer to create a game than it does to actually play it. And that's why developers create treadmills, and they just want to keep us spinning. An author named Mary Oliver once wrote, "Rhythm is the most powerful of pleasures." And that's actually pretty true. Repetition can be poetic, almost musical, and even hypnotic. Now, the type of treadmills that developers would typically put us on are things like PvP. And sometimes that works with games like Overwatch, CSGO, Call of Duty, Battlefield. And that typically works because human players are a lot less predictable than AI bots. The experience changes, but the tools themselves don't really change, and players interact in very similar ways over time. So essentially what you want to do is get good if you want to beat the game, because other players are going to try to beat you. Now, it's true, Grand Theft Auto will absolutely master the sandbox experience. You're moving from encounter to encounter, and the sand itself is shifting and changing. Perhaps you yourself are the variable, kind of an agent of chaos in a normal world. Or you'll see a game do the complete opposite, where the player is bringing order to chaos in a game like Minecraft. But it's not simple in every game, and it's really hard to keep people's attention. In PvE, AI bots are very predictable, missions aren't replayable, loot isn't relootable, and at some point players are just bound to get bored. Now again, while I do see the appeal of perpetual grind, a relaxation simulator, and interactive screensaver, but at some point you're just going to get tired of it. There's this really great TED Talk by a person named Simon Sinek, and it's titled "Start with Why: How Great Leaders Inspire Action." And in this video he talks about the golden circle, the why, the how, and what. And the example he uses is how successful companies can entice you to buy into their why, maybe not necessarily the how or the what. The example is, sure, Apple makes what? Great computers, and they make them easy to use and aesthetically pleasing, which typically will be the how, but the why is important. And if you look at Steve Jobs' original mission statement, not the new Apple statement, that's totally crap. Steve Jobs' original mission statement was to make a contribution to the world by making tools for the mind that advance humankind. Well, yeah, that kind of seems like a solid reason to make pretty easy to use computers. And if it's all about money, profit isn't really a why, it's a result. And he even goes on to break down how each part of the human brain can relate to the why, the what, and the how, with the neocortex relating to the what, rational analytical thought, and the limbic brain relating to feelings, trust, loyalty, decision making, and more primitive parts of the brain relating to the whys. The whole point of his argument is maybe people don't decide as much as they rationalize with more rational parts of the brain. And even further, maybe people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Or rather, why you expect them to do it. Why do you expect people to grind in video games? People won't continuously grind the what, and that's weapons and gear. They won't continuously grind the how, which is on maps with the most enemies or planets with the most purple rocks that you click click them with lasers forever. When the years pass and the player hours stack up, that primitive part of our brain is going to be asking why. Why do I need the biggest gun? Why do I need the strongest armor? And if devs want to keep us on the hamster wheel of continuously playing their game, the answer to why do I need the biggest gun or the strongest armor isn't to get a bigger gun and stronger armor. We need the why, and if that why is to slay the space dragon or save the princess or whatever it is, we do it because you give us a reason to do it, and that's the why. And our primitive brain demands that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the new direction of the channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you didn't, that's fine. I'm sure you'll let me know in the comment section. But yeah, here we are. This is the new Mogamu channel, and I'm gonna put as much work into it as possible, and I hope you guys like it. And if you don't like it, I'm sure you'll let me know. The way this is gonna go is I'm gonna try to upload one big video every Sunday evening with a topic like this one. I'll try to cover a topic as best I can, and then throughout the week we'll upload maybe gameplay videos, less serious videos. Alright, talk to you guys later.